Good day, everybody. This is GW. I wanted to take a minute to thank each and every one of you for the incredible outpouring of love, prayers, blessings, and support I've been receiving from each and every person that's seen my stories on Facebook. Many of you wondering how in a wheelchair I do some of the things I do, and the paintings are very large size. This morning I'm going to give you a peek. What you're going to find out is most of what I do has to be done with leverage and upper body strength. This is the 4x4 foot panels I build. It's made out of a piece of aluminum composite material. The outside of the panel are very thin sheets of aluminum. In between is a high density piece of foam. They're originally made for the aerospace industry for the building of the interior of aircraft. Since then, it's become an architectural standard where they print different patterns on it and use it for the facades of buildings. Most buildings you'll never even know they've used it on. It's also used by sign painters to make the majority of all the signs that you see along the roadways in stores right now. Artists have started using them. I buy them from the sign painter shops. They're inexpensive this way. A 4x8 foot panel is about $65. You have it cut in half, which is a minimal cutting fee, and you have two panels, or whatever size you wish. The one side is sanded down. Then I build my frame out of poplar wood, which again is a very stable wood. I use 1x2 poplars from either Lowe's or Home Depot. I miter the corners to 45, use brad nailer just to set when it's drying. I clamp the frame to the panel, and I clamp the panel down so that it's held tight against the table underneath. This way it keeps it from warping and twisting on me. After the Gorilla Glue is set up overnight, the panel is ready to sand and finish. The next step is to take this huge panel, flip it up in the air, holding it, supporting it, letting it come down lightly again. This is the surface we'll be painting on. This surface is also protected by a very thin layer of plastic, which at this point you can begin to pull off. Just wanted to show you, because after I peel the surface, then the next step is to sand all of the edges, remove all of the excess, and then we sand the surface itself with 180 to 280 sandpaper with a random orbital sander, just enough to get the surface scuffed up. Then I'll clean the entire surface with denatured alcohol. The next step after that, after letting it dry, is to put 3 to 4 coats of hand-applied gesso on it. As you can see, it's all fairly easy, and it's protected the surface of everything I've done so far. Once we have it gessoed 3 to 4 times by hand, then we're ready to paint on the panels. I've chosen the aluminum composite panels and the poplar wood because both are extremely stable. They do not react and contract as much as other materials do with the nature of elements around us, including air conditioning and air purifying systems in many of the bigger buildings and homes. A lot of times you'll notice when you open the door, the surface of your painting is like a drum. Every time the air conditioning comes on and off, every time a window or door opens, it moves slightly. And this keeps happening hundreds and hundreds of times over during the year. Whereas with the panels, it's a solid, rigid surface. The expansion rates of the paints and the panel are nil. Together, they make the most sound surface an artist can use. The oldest paintings that have ever been restored were painted on silver, gold, and copper panels, and they were found inside of the tombs in Egypt. They have been restored from the pyramids, and people can still see their bright, brilliant colors today. Everyone, again, thank you so very much for being the most wonderful friends I've ever had in my life. If there's anything that means anything to me, it's your friendship, your loyalty, and your support that you've shown me through the many emails and messages I've received. I try to take and respond to each and every one of you as quickly as I can. During the last week or so, I was battling with things around me, and I let things slip a little. And I want to apologize to each and every one of you for that, and tell you all, I'm going to try not to ever let that happen again. From my home in my studio, I wish each and every one of you a very happy and wonderful week. Take care, my friends, and remember, I love you all, and always keep painting.